Okay, to get things moving along. First job we're going to do is a motor we had built by Paul Tester, Mr. 2600. A few modifications we need to use the power glide to, so we're going to use the LC Engineering adapter plate for the power glide. Made some modifications here to clear the water jacket, but all in all, excellent bit of unit, excellent bit of kit, everything lines up well. So yeah, let's get onto it. To start with, use the old trusty 234 for the thread lock, and we just like to install it into the threads lightly to start with, the ones that we'll be using. Just to wet the thread before we place the bolts. All right. The dowels to line up and do their thing. Where are you? Let's get some curry. She goes. Dowels are lining up and in. And away she goes. Call me old fashioned, prefer the old style torque wrench, our mechanical version. These were originally made by a company in Australia called Warren and Brown. I believe Celica brought them out and they still manufacture them. Just don't need batteries, don't need to recharge it, don't need to, yeah, just get on top of it and get in and do what we need to do. So we'll just bring them up. Oh, done. And done. She's taught. Now, a couple of eagle-eyed PRZ owners may notice a little difference we have here on the back of the crankcase. We have our normal 10-bolt arrangement for the 3RZ crank, but we have had these extra 2 sets of dowels installed for helping align and to keep the flex plate in place. These motors are notorious for the amount of vibrations they have. They're very unbalanced when it comes to harmonics of the motor, but yeah, we're trying our best to try and keep everything stable, aligned and tight and torqued up. But yeah, so if you've noticed these 2 little dowels here, that's what they're for, to help keep the flex plate in place. Here we go, we're going to lift the motor up and hopefully get her in. next stage. Stand by. Yeah, it's that stage of the day again. Wrangle that into position. Throw our engine bolts in. Run the front and rear chassis plate. I'm going to show you in a second how low it is. Let's try to slot that. Apology. Fancy suspension underneath is making it hard for me to get the engine up the right way. We'll just have to plate what you really do. Hopefully this is the last time I have to pull this motor out for a little while. I hope anyway. Seriously doubt it, but we always hope and pray. Alright, let's get some Allen keys going. Okay, time for a little bit of a tour of the engine bay. As you can see, it's a 74 Toyota Celica, classic shape, chrome bars, chrome bars of the world as far as I'm concerned. Originally coming out with a 2T series motor, 1.6 litre. Now we've shoehorned in a 3RZ, which is out of the later model Hilux, 2.7 litre. Nice square bore configuration in them. So to mount it properly, we've run front and rear chassis plates. Now these tie into the chassis on olefin rubbers. This is to help minimise the stress on the cross member as it's not designed to take the sort of forces that we'll be dealing with. And yeah, so spread the weight over the chassis a little bit more as well. It's paired up to a Power Glide, which is a reed unit, which I've got sitting over here, filthy poor little thing. It's a nice reed case over there. It's got a few little tricks and whistles on it too, we'll get into later. But just, yeah, engine bay tour at the moment. So obviously we run with a standard brake booster from the Toyota Celica, but we've run a dual circuit master cylinder from a Toyota Tercel. Now we still provide vacuum from the motor, which is actually providing enough vacuum for the braking system at this stage, so we're happy with that. It engages over here, runs across the back of the firewall, out of the way of the turbos and exhaust and all the problems we can have associated with that. We retained, believe it or not, the original steering box. It's because the alternative is using a Starlet or early Corolla rack and pinion setup, which does take up a little bit of room. I must say, we are really restricted to the space here. Once you see the turbo go in and how it all mounts up, you'll understand why. The steering box, it retains a standard Ackerman angle. That way we don't have any towing problems. We can launch and be happy. And yeah, so the steering box was rebuilt, was serviced, and yeah, it's probably good for another 50 odd years of service for us. It gets minimum use. They're not under a lot of load, and they do work quite well. Down on the front cross member here, with these two little rose joints here, these are to support the turbo. Once you see the big boy, you'll understand why. Need to make sure we maintain enough weight off the exhaust manifold as we can. It's a stainless steel unit with V clamps. Just when they start heating up, things go soft and can fracture, so look after as much as we can. Run the ATI super dampener. On drive off the front of the super dampener is for the oil pump and fuel pump, which will be mounted over here shortly. I will get all of that later. That's where the starter motor ends up, and all this hosing and plumbing has to be sorted out before we can start even thinking about putting inlet manifolds in and whatnot. So yeah, running with the original rocker cover at this stage. You'll see later on we put the billet one on. We got from RZ Works up in Brisbane. Thanks, Chris. And yeah, we'll get on to it. Okay, so next day shenanigans. Here we go. Tidied up all the oil lines, made a clearance around the oil pressure relief valve for Paul. That's what Paul wanted. Paul gets. So it just makes it easier to be able to adjust the oil pressure without having to move hoses out of the way. As you see, we stepped ahead a little bit. This morning I was able to mount up the exhaust manifold. As you can see, we run EGT sensors. They tie back into the Holly through a Mad Electrics interface thing. Turbo is a 88mm GTX series turbo. Should be the big girl. She's a little bit spicy. Very tight fit, so we're just here at the moment making sure I get all my V-bands lined up and running true, because one little V-band out and you're stuck. You won't be able to fit anything where you want it. So here we go. Not that we need to do much, just tie in a few little loose ends here and there, and where you need to be able to pass stuff through from one side to the other. But yeah, see how we go.
Yep. There we go. There's that.